Okay, I'm carrying 2 pens. If you only have one, that's okay. Probably better to have 2 in case you have a malfunction. And there's a place, usually a little hole here in the pocket that the pens are supposed to slide into. Okay, so you have pens. In this pocket, I'm carrying my coin. Alright, heads, tails. This is a special AYSO coin, but any coin will do, any quarter that has heads and tails. Alright, I like to put it in my breast pocket because if you put it in your pants pocket, then you feel it the whole game, and I don't like that, but wherever you want to put the coin is fine. And then here is my little pocket that has the red and yellow cards. Alright, red card, yellow card. Again, hopefully you won't have to use the cards. We're not going to talk about that now, but that's a nice little pocket thing in there. And then inside is a good place to put the game card. Okay, this is a blank game card, but this is the card that the coaches should write the names of the players and the numbers of the players. Okay, and then inside I also have a piece of paper. If I don't have the game card, then I've got something to write something down on, okay, for game control. So let's zoom in on the game card here now. Okay, you can see the game card. This is similar to what was in the slide. Okay, lineup card. It's got region, area, team number, the date of the game, team's name, coach's name, the opposing team, and the opposing coach's name. Okay, and so then you've got the number of the player and the name of the player. The next columns are for the goals scored, and then the quarters not played. Alright, you mark in when they don't play. Now at the bottom here are AYSO standards for U19, U16, U14, 12, 10, 8, and 6. How long the games go, and how long each half goes, and how long each game goes. And we in our region do follow these standards. So if you don't know how long the game is supposed to go, or if you've reffed a couple games already today and you get confused, you can always check the bottom of the card. And then it also tells you which size ball you're supposed to use. Alright, so this is very handy to have. This is on the front of the card. Back of the card is where you can write some stuff, okay? You write down the final score, halftime score, some overall. If you have any comments, if you have no comments, then that's fine. That means basically that the game was pretty standard. And then if there's any incidents here, if you've given a misconduct, a yellow or a red card, you can write that right here in the incident report. And then at the bottom, sign it legibly, print. It doesn't have to be your signature. We need to know who refereed the game, and as well as your assistants need to sign it as well. Okay, so that's the game card. And again, the game card goes very neatly in here in this little pocket thing. Goes back in your pocket. Okay, checking the field and the equipment that you're going to be using, and the overriding concern here is safety. Remember the safe, fair, and fun. Well, this talks about safety. Okay, we want to make sure the field is safe, and we want to make sure all the equipment is safe. Check the field for markings. Make sure that you can see the touch line, and make sure you can see the goal line. If you can't, you may want to put some cones down, or by chance, if you have any spray paint with you, you can spray paint it yourself, but probably you won't. So at least make sure you have some cones, or enlist one of the coaches to lend you some cones, and or have your assistant make sure that they can see the line markings. Okay, so holes in the field. If there's a hole in the field, put a cone on it. Okay, we don't want the kids stepping in a hole and hurting themselves. Likewise, any glass, rocks, debris, toss it off the field, and maybe have the kids or some of the parents help you to clear the field. Usually this isn't a big problem, but every once in a while there's going to be some stuff on the field that you want to get rid of. The goal itself needs to be properly secured. In other words, if you are concerned that the goal might tip over in a windstorm, if it's a windy day, then you may want to figure out a way to secure it. Put a heavy object on the back of it. Make sure that the concern would be that the goal does not tip over in wind or with kids leaning on it. Okay, the nets, the issue here is make sure there's no holes in the nets, because a kid could kick the ball, it could go into the net, and if there's a hole in the net, you wouldn't necessarily know whether it's a goal or not. So you may want to bring some duct tape with you, or even some zip ties, or enlist somebody that's really tall to help you. Make sure that you secure the net around the goal posts, and make sure there's no holes, if possible, in the net. I mean, obviously there's holes in the net, but what they mean are holes that the ball can go through, and you wouldn't be able to tell whether it's a goal or not. Okay, corner flags. Make sure the corner flags are in place in the corners. In the absence of corner flags, you may want to use cones, but you got to have something that shows the corner. And the ball. Check the ball. Make sure it's fully inflated. You know, usually one of the coaches will have a air pump, but make sure the ball's fully inflated. Okay, this is a little demonstration about how to pick the ball. All right, maybe if we can get in a little closer here. This ball's kind of beaten up, all right, and I purposely chose this ball because it is a little beaten up. I would probably not, this would not be my first choice as a game ball. As you can see, some of the panels are starting to wear here, all right. But if this is the only ball you got, which probably it won't be, then you can use it, but it's still pretty marginal. I would not be my first choice. But the way you check, to press your hands in, all right, this one is probably needs to be blown up maybe a little bit. Okay, maybe bounce it if you want. Probably could be blown up a little bit. Hopefully the coach will have something to blow it up with, air pump. Okay, this is, it'll say on here that this is a size 4 ball. Okay, so this is for what, U10s and U12s? Not for U14s. U14s use a full size U5 ball. And then the real little kids, the U8s, they use they use a size 3 ball, so a smaller ball. Okay, this is kind of a middle sized ball. But it says right on there what size it is. Okay, that's how you pick the ball. Make sure, again, I purposely chose this showing the worn out panels. You don't want to use this ball probably if there's another choice. A lot of the newer balls today also have cushioning on the outside, so it makes it a little bit probably easier, safer for the kids, and that's fine. So that's the ball. That's how you choose the ball.